Thanks for joining us on CoreTV News this hour. I am Nifemi Oguntoye. The Defense Headquarters has admitted conducting thorough searches on vehicles conveying newspapers and newsprints to some parts of the country. It says that the move was not restricted to a specific newspaper and is based on intelligence reports. Defense spokesman Chris Olukolade says there are security reports on movement of dangerous materials to some parts of the country using newsprint-related consignments. He added that the exercise had nothing to do with content or operation of any media organizations or the personnel, as is being wrongly imputed by a section of the press. The management of leadership had raised alarm that soldiers had seized and destroyed copies of newspapers being moved to some parts of the country. American security personnel have met with Nigeria's military with a view to sharing information on efforts to rescue the abducted Chibok girls. Director General of the National Orientation Agency, Michael Mary, disclosed this while giving a situation report on the search and rescue mission. He gave an insight into the engagement with the Americans, but insisted that concrete details would be kept secret.
Was not only containing the activities of the Boko Haram, but putting a stop to it. The Nigerian Military High Command, led by the Chief of Defense Staff and the service chiefs, they met with the leadership of the United States Interdisciplinary Team for Assistance to Nigeria. Two partners discussed the process in the collaborative efforts to recover the Chibok school girls. Accordingly, it was resolved that subsequent phases of the efforts will feature continuous engagement among the partners, while also recognizing the need for less pressure.
The police authorities have demanded increased professionalism from the rank and file now that the police have a self-accounting status. Inspector General of Police Mohammed Abubakar says he also expects prompt payment of salaries and transparency. He was speaking at the meeting with police finance officers at the force headquarters in Abuja.
The reorganization of the budget and account section of the force is a continuous one. Accordingly, the Commissioner of Police budget has been so directed to collate the data for police personnel with requisite accounting and professional qualifications, apart from ensuring the availability of this data for routine and administrative processes. It will enable the force design a proper mix of police and civilian accounting staffs at all levels of service within the department, from force headquarters level to the zonal level, to command level, and command formation, including area commands and divisions.
The Emir of Kano, Ado Bayero, who died at the age of 83, has been laid to rest at his ancestral home, Nasarawa, in Kano State. Ado Bayero, who was the 5th Emir of Kano, died less than a month after returning to the country from a medical trip to London. The monarch's remains was interred at about 5:30 p.m. on Friday at his ancestral home, making him the 5th to be so buried. His domestic staff described him as a father of all.
It is not Nigerians only that are mourning. All Africans are also mourning because of those of us who are up to 65 years of age. I've never seen a king who upholds justice like Ado Bayero. I have never seen a person that is sympathetic and fair to all, like the late Emir. He's a king that has spent up to 50 years, and I have never heard any bad reports about him. If you look at his patient nature and consideration for all the people and the place of Kano in Africa, the loss of the Emir like this is painful. We cannot get somebody like him in this generation. If you look at his contribution to Islam, you will know that he is a just man. I have traveled with him to all parts of the world. He is committed to Islam, and he encourages every Muslim to practice his religion well. He left a legacy of goodwill and generosity.
Meanwhile, President Goodluck Jonathan says the late Emir of Kano, Ado Bayero, will be remembered and honored by the people of Kano and all Nigerians for his immense wisdom and competence as a traditional ruler. The president also said the late Emir used his exalted throne to build bridges of unity, friendship and harmony across the nation. A statement issued by presidential spokesman Reuben Abati indicated that President Jonathan reaffirmed his declaration at Emir's 50th anniversary celebrations last year that he was one of the most decent and respectable Nigerians he has had the privilege of interacting with. He added that he will always treasure pleasant memories of their last meeting earlier this year. And also, the All Progressives Congress has expressed profound shock and sadness at the death of the Emir of Kano, Ado Bayero. The party says his demise came at a time that his great wisdom and wealth of knowledge were needed to help Nigeria to surmount its challenges. In a statement issued in Lagos by its interim National Publicity Secretary, Lai Mohammed, the party described the late Emir as a symbol of peace and unity in his lifetime. The APC stated that Bayero reached far beyond ethnic and religious divide to help foster a united Nigeria. It added that the Emir's long and remarkable reign that spanned over half a century marked a period of prolonged peace and prosperity for his domain, which according to the party was a testimony to his much revered leadership qualities and his uncommon humanity. Governor Rotimi Amechi of Rivers State has called on governors of the 36 states of the Federation to reflect on the cracks within the Nigeria Governors Forum ahead of 2015. Amechi, who's the chairman of a faction of NGF, made the call in Port Harcourt while declaring open the fourth retreat of the forum. He says the call became necessary to ensure that the forum remained intact in the interest of the nation and the people. He added that it was necessary for the governors to imbibe and internalize democratic tenets ahead of 2015. The retreat, according to Amechi, was an opportunity for the governors to deliberate on critical issues of national importance to move the country forward. He added that it was imperative for state governors to do some stock taking because the retreat was being held at a critical moment in the country. The students of Lagos State University have continued their protest over the recent hike in tuition fees. The students are seeking a review of the fees, which they say is too high. In this report presented from our studios, Oluwaseyi Adegoke says the students marched to the State House of Assembly demanding a review of the hiked fees.
The student protest continued with the march to the House of Assembly. The students vowed not to leave until the Lagos State government makes a pronouncement of reducing the hiked fees.
The fee hike has really affected a whole lot of things. Studentship has dropped in LASU. We have more students dropping out. As it stands, LASU with a student population of over 24,000 in 2011 now has less than 10,000 in 2014. Now, as it stands, we have about 1,000 students that have dropped out already, and we have another 500 that have shown their intention of dropping out anytime soon.
I see no reason why we'll be paying them such amount. They should please listen to us and make us happy.
Former Students' Union President of the institution, Akim Animashaun, appealed to the students to relax as the government is looking into the issue.
They've given them the assurance that by next week, probably between Monday and Tuesday, they will know government position on the matter.
The Vice Chancellor of the institution, Oladapo Obafunwa, says the school fee issue concerns the students, parents, and the government.
And I know that government is working assiduously with regards to the issue of school fees. So when any pronouncement is made, I'm sure we'll know exactly what's going to happen after that. The issue of school fees was not a factor. People trying to make it an issue now, or trying to get the students to react or do whatever, maybe they have their reasons for it. But like I said, they've made representations to government, they've made suggestions, and government is looking at that.
Obafunwa, however, advised all concerned not to just focus on the school fee, but to protect the image of the school portrayed to the people.
CoreTV News on the Hour will take a short break and we'll be back with more stories. Stay with us.
On the day Nigerian first up the punch
David Mark says this video
man Nigerian Governor Forum calls for
Senator Mark says new PDP.
Page 2 of the Punch newspaper. The dailies every day on CoreTV News.
CoreTV News now provide a platform for live coverage of political rallies and electioneering campaign from anywhere in Nigeria. Political news stories, political editorial reviews, political discussions, personality profile, People's Parliament from the National, State and Local Government Assembly. Contact us now on 0803-471-8550 or 0803-724-9733. 01453-3407.
Our 24-hour news station.
We'll be in there. For more information on our news and other programs, you can visit us on our Facebook page. It's facebook.com/CoreTV News. And you can also follow us on our Twitter handle at CoreTV News NG. Get to watch our previous and current edition of our programs and news on YouTube, youtube.com/CoreTV, leave a space, and news. Outside Nigeria now, United States President Barack Obama led an emotional tribute to the thousands of troops who gave their lives to liberate Europe from Nazism on the 70th anniversary of the D-Day landings that shaped the security and well-being of all posterity. Speaking at Omaha Beach in front of veterans resplendent in military uniforms complete with medals, Obama says their sacrifice and bravery had reached Hilter's Wall and secured today's era of democracy and freedom. After his speech, Obama warmly embraced a stooped veteran almost half his size before bowing his head alongside French President François Hollande at a wreath commemorating the thousands that fell on June 6, 1944.
To the men and women of a generation who defied every danger. Among them are veterans of D-Day. And gentlemen, we are truly humbled by your presence here today. These men waged war so that we might know peace. They sacrificed so that we might be free. They fought in hopes of a day when we no longer need to fight. We are grateful to them.
And that's it on CoreTV News this hour. Do join us again at the top of the hour for more. I am Nifemi Oguntoye.